Zelda and Pokemon are some of my favorite franchises of all time. The adventure they brought me as a kid is something that has stuck with me throughout my whole life. Whether it was diving into Zelda's dungeons or discovering lurking legendaries in Pokemon's caves, both games had similar themes. My goal with this project that I'm working on is to merge both of these worlds into one, as seamless as possible, while creating my own adventure. This is Pokemon in the Zelda franchise. This is Link Dimension. To start off this project, we're going to need starter Pokemon. One thing to note is that the Pokemon designs are going to be based on actual things in Zelda, so there's a lot of designs that aren't going to be traditional animals. For the starters, I chose to go with the Deku for grass, the Goron for fire, and the Zora for water. So let's start off with the Deku starter. As a quick disclaimer, I use my own style so that I can more so make this project stand out better. I won't be using traditional Sugimori style, but you can see that based on this Wooper, that I follow some of the same shading patterns and other techniques, while incorporating my own flavor. Also, I'm using a reimagined type chart. Don't worry, it's nothing too crazy, and I'll go into detail in a future video, but for today, just know that the grass type is called Forest type in Hyrule. When creating a Deku or a Deku Scrub as a Pokemon, there really wasn't much to change. Deku already looked like they could be a Pokemon, so it was more about drawing it in the style with some minor changes. So here is Deku, the Deku Pokemon. Deku are very timid Pokemon. They love to spit Deku seeds at unsuspecting victims that they are spying on. They are made of mostly wood and leaves. Deku's name is a mixture of Deku plus cute, so it's a pretty simple name. As you can see, he already has a lot of personality to him, where he's just this little shy Deku Scrub. You can kind of imagine like Link going through the woods and just kind of coming across them, and they're just popping out of the grass, and they're shooting their seeds at you. And it's just basically exactly how they are in game. Like, this is probably the least changed one of all, and it's for good reason, and I think they're perfect as a Pokemon. I'm surprised we haven't had something like this in Pokemon yet. Next is the Fire Goron starter. For this one, I wanted to focus specifically on what some baby or child Goron look like. I wanted to capture that rough and playful feel that they have, but also the silliness that they can bring. So here is Gorlet, the Goron Pokemon. Although very rambunctious, they're still friendly. They love their territories on Death Mountain, and they eat molten rock that fly out of it. Rolling around is how they get their exercise. So as you can see, I really tried to capture this silly goofiness to this starter. I really wanted to contrast Deku in a lot of ways, where Deku is this shy, timid thing, and Gorlet is this silly, outgoing kind of, it's literally picking its nose. It's got this little fire on its head, and what that is pretty much, you know how sometimes there's cartoon babies and they have this really long strand of hair on their head? That's pretty much what that is, where he has this long strand of hair and it's kind of caught on fire and he doesn't even realize it, and he's just sitting there picking his nose. I try to simplify some of the markings while still giving him those body markings that a lot of Gorons have. I specifically looked at the Goron from Twilight Princess, and also on his back, as of right now, that is just some rough skin, but you might see where this design is going just based on that alone. But that's for a future video. And last but definitely not least, the Water Zora starter. There's so many different Zora designs, but for a basic stage starter, I chose to look at Princess Ruto from Ocarina of Time and Prince Rallis from Twilight Princess. I wanted to make something that was super cute and happy looking. So here is Zorel, the Zora Pokemon. Zarel are very skilled swimmers. They share their skills with humans that they respect. Despite their swimming prowess, they hate cold water and will do anything to avoid it. So Zarel's design is, like I said, it's a mixture between Ruto and Rallis, but it also has a lot of small inspirations. In the game Sonic Adventure Battle 2, there are these creatures called Chow. They're kind of like Pokemon. They come in different types, and one of them is actually called a Swim Chow, and I specifically loved the neutral Swim Chow. I try to incorporate that since it made a lot of sense with how Zarel is also a Zora that swims. I tried to go with this very cute, happy look, floppy ears, little flippers, a little purple collar thing on the neck, and you'll see some of these features kind of change over the course of the evolution, which will be pretty exciting. Alright, so here are the starters. I didn't want to overwhelm with too much information based on this project. I just wanted to kind of dive into the basic stage of the starters, just so you can see where this is going to be going. There's going to be a lot of things that I'm going to be making for this project, and I hope that you can come along on this journey. It's going to be really fun, and to really show you how well that both of these franchises can actually merge and how many similarities they actually have. It's pretty cool. If you're interested to probably get a sneak peek on a lot of the completed things that I have already, you can check out my Instagram. You can also follow me on Twitter. And if you like seeing work in progress posts, you can follow me on Reddit as well. The next video will be Decute and its evolutions, so I hope to see you there.